Welcome, have a nice day. Today is Thursday, 5th of December 2024. This day is famous for the celebration as World Soil Day. Is observed on this day, 5 December, to raise awareness about the importance of soil, healthy ecosystem, and human well-being. It is an international day to raise awareness about the importance of soil, also environmental balance and human well-being. The Food and Agriculture Organization of the United Nations observes this day also. So, starting the newspaper with the world news, including two people lost stabbed in Canada's Vancouver. A suspect is shot by police. Shooting at California schools leaves two students injured, a gunman dead. Nepal China signed RBI framework paves a way for the work on projects. Trump appoints billionaire astronaut and Jared Isaacman to lead NASA. French Prime Minister Michael Barnier lost his no confidence vote. What is this persecution of minorities for? In the first public address, Hasina accuses Yunus of genocide in Bangladesh. Now starting with the Hindu newspaper. Trump because billionaire who performed first private spacewalk to lead NASA. Jared Isaacman. Jared Isaacman dropped out of high school when he was 16. He got a GED certificate and started a business in his parents' basement that became the genesis of Shift 4, a tech billionaire who bought a series of space flights from Elon Musk's SpaceX and conducted the first private spacewalk was nominated by President-elect Donald Trump on Wednesday, December 4, 2024 to lead NASA. Jared Isaacman, 41, CEO and co-founder of the card processing company, has collaborated closely with Mr. Musk ever since buying his first chartered flight with the SpaceX. He took along a contest winners on that 2021 trip and followed it in the September month with a mission where he briefly popped out the catch to test SpaceX's new spacewalking suits. If confirmed, Mr. Isaacman will replace Bill Nelson, 82, a former Democratic senator from Florida who was nominated by President Joe Biden. Nelson flew aboard Space Shuttle Columbia in 1986 on the flight right before the Challenger disaster while a congressman. French lawmakers vote to oust Prime Minister in the first successful no-confidence vote since 1962. French Prime Minister Michael Barnier reacts after the result of the vote of the first motion of the no confidence against the French government, tabled by the alliance of left-wing parties, the now new Front Populaire. France's far-right and left-wing lawmakers unite to force Prime Minister Michael Barnier to resign amid budget disputes. France's far-right and left-wing lawmakers joined together to vote Wednesday, December 4, 2024, a no-confidence motion prompted by budget disputes that forces Prime Minister Michael Barnier to resign. The National Assembly approved the motion by 331 votes, a minimum of 288 were needed. President Emmanuel Macron insisted he will serve the rest of his term until 2027. However, he will need to appoint a new prime minister for the second time after the July's legislative elections led to a deeply divided parliament. Mr. Macron, on his way back from presidential visit to Saudi Arabia, has said discussions about him potentially resigning were make-believe politics, according to the French media reports. Massive bleaching of corals in Lakshadweep. MOES challenged the parliament. Around 84.86% of coral reefs in Lakshadweep experienced bleaching during 2023-24. The Ministry of Earth Science informed Lok Sabha on Wednesday. 84.6% reefs were affected. Ministry of the State for Earth Science, Jitendra Singh, in response to a query raised by BJP MP Raju Pratap Reddy, said the fourth global coral bleaching event, GCB E4, Several impact of the region such as Lakshadweep in India, the fourth global coral bleaching event is GCBE4 has impacted regions such as the Andaman and Nicobar Islands, Gulf of Mannar, Lakshadweep and Gulf of Kutch. Singh said in a response. Minister was responding to a query raised by Radi on whether GCBE4 affected coral reefs along the country's coastline. The specific region has experienced significant bleaching and the causes are contributing to this event. Radi also asked whether the center had undertaken any measures to map and monitor resilience regions at risk and the data on the recent coral cover decline. Information also stated that Sukhbir assassination bid, Punjab police ASI who saved the day. Dressed like a Sevadar. SGPC appointed a volunteer, the Golden Temple Assistant Sub-Inspector ASI of Police Punjab, Jasveer Singh played a pivotal role in foiling a bid to assassinate the wheelchair-bound Shiromani Akali Dal SAD President Sukhbir Singh Badal at the entrance of shrine. Amritsar dressed like a Suvedar, SGPC appointed volunteer of the Golden Temple Assistant Sub-Inspector of Punjab Police Jasveer Singh played a pivotal role in foiling a bid to assassinate a wheelchair-bound Shiromani Akali Dal SAD President Sukhbir Singh Badal at the entrance of the shrine. Serving in the Amritsar City Police, Jasveer was deployed in civils to guard Sukhbir as he does not trim his hair or beard. Since uniformed cops are not permitted in the holy shrine in accordance with the Sikh Madhya religious protocol, he was a part of the close quarter security detail of Sukhbir. As a plus protectee, he stood on the right side of the Sukhbir wearing white kurta pajama with a black basket and a dark orange turban. His appearance made him look like a volunteer of the Shiromani Gurdwara Pardabang, a committee SGPC which manages the Golden Temple. Padnav is back as Maha Chief Minister Shinde and Ajit his deputies. BJP leader Devendra Fadnavis with Shivaj Sena Chief Eknath Shinde and NCP's Chief Ajit Pawar at the Raj Bhavan to stake as claim for forming the government in the Maharashtra. Devendra Fadnavis will take oath as the next Chief Minister of the Maharashtra on the Thursday alongside that was yesterday to dispute after the 54-year-old was elected leader of the Bharatiya Janata Party BJP Legislative Party unit and staked claim to power ending nearly 2 weeks of suspense over the government formation. Going towards the economy of the country from the business point of view, India has limited success in capturing China Plus One opportunity Niti Aayog. This comes just a day after the two large economies, the United States and China, entered into the fresh trade conflict, imposing tit-for-tat trade restrictions on each other. The report further stated that ongoing trade fragmentation stems from the strict export control measures imposed by the United States on Chinese goods to limit China's growth and technological process. Spike in cocaine, contraband, cigarettes and currency users, India's anti-smuggling agency. Gold quantity seized fell by 9% in the financial year 2024 to 1,319 kg. Dubai, a major transit hub for cigarette smuggling into India. DRI officials seized rupees 13.8 crore in the foreign currency during the first half of financial year 2025. Surpassing the rupees 12.4 crore confiscated in all of financial year 2024. If the government is going to protect steel producers, need to protect 8 lakh MSME too, EEPC Chairman Pankaj Chadha said. While the balance sheets of large steel manufacturers remain robust, those of around 8 lakh MSME are in the precarious state. A GTRI report says that India's steel imports are neither excessive nor unwarranted. Now going for science and tech, we have an for-profit companies fund research. How is science effective? A technician uses a microatom at the United States Frederick National Laboratory for Cancer Research in Maryland, United States of America, March 2020. Intellectual properties necessities secrecy Whereas science does not, but research institutes also need money to operate. For scientists, the challenge is drawing the line between the guarding their trade secrets in the current economy and advocating for transparency and reproducibility. In the May month of 2024, Google DeepMind released AlphaFold 3, a tool that could predict protein structures. It is used an artificial intelligence model to predict how different proteins were shaped, how they might interact with each other, and with DNA and RNA. Other biomolecules of merit Nobel laureates John Jumper and Dennis Hassabis built the new model based on the DeepMind's previous versions of the tool, namely AlphaFold and AlphaFold 2. Both those models were released open source, that is, with their associated programming scripts and inner workings are open and transparent to all. AlphaFold 3 was different. Its senior authors did not release the full code when they published their findings in Nature. How exactly the model worked was unclear to scientists who wished to probe deeper. They also could not make full use of AlphaFold's free new ability because of this protein drug interactions simulator was not fully accessible. After anomaly alert, Indian Space Research Organization set Proba 3 mission launched to the December 5 PSLV C-59 Proba 3 mission. The 61st flight of PSLV and the 26th using PSLV XL configuration set to carry ESA Proba 3 satellites 550 kg into the highly elliptical orbit. PSLV C-59 Proba 3 mission is set to carry ESA Proba 3 project for onboard autonomy satellites into a highly elliptical orbit from Sriharikota. The PSLV C-59 Proba 3 mission, initially scheduled for launch at 16:08 Indian Standard Time on December 4, that is yesterday, 2024, has been rescheduled to Thursday, that is today, December 5, 2024, at 16:12 Indian Standard Time. That is 4:12. Due to an anomaly detected exactly at 3:19 p.m., the Indian Space Research Organization is announced on its official page on X, formerly Twitter, platform X, due to an anomaly detected in Proba 3 spacecraft PSLV C-59 Proba 3 launch rescheduled to tomorrow, December 5, that is actually today, 2024, at 16:12 hours. Key officials from the ISRO communicated the same to the media persons gathered at the venue to witness the launch. Even at 3:08 p.m., the ISRO said the countdown had been progressing smoothly. Countdown is progressing smoothly as PSLV C-59, an initiative led by NSIL and supported by ISRO's expertise, prepares to launch ESA's Proba 3 satellite into highly elliptical orbit, it said. The European Space Agency said, as a part of the standard pre-launch preparations, a technical issue was detected in the Proba 3 spacecraft. Joseph Basher, Director General of the European Space Agency, posted an elaborate message on social media saying during Proba 3's pre-launch preparations at Satish Dhawan Space Center in India, an anomaly in the redundant propulsion system of the coronagraph spacecraft occurred. This propulsion system is part of the altitude and orbit control subsystem of the satellite and used to maintain orientation and a positive pointing in space. He further said, the anomaly is currently under the detailed investigation. The use of a software solution by the mission control team at a European Space Agency ESEC Center at Redoubt, Belgium, is being evaluated to allow a launch on Thursday, December 5. The PSLV C-59 Proba 3 mission, the 61st flight of the PSLV and the 26th using PSLV XL configuration, is set to carry ESA's Proba 3 project for onboard autonomy satellites into a highly elliptical orbit from the first launch pad FLP Satish Dhawan Space Center SDSC SAR Sriharikota. The 44.5-meter rocket will carry the 550 kg of Proba 3 satellites to their designated orbit in a mission lasting about 18 minutes. Proba 3 is an ESA and the world's first precision formation flying mission, according to the details from the ESA site. Flying together, a pair of spacecraft will form an artificial solar eclipse in the space, casting a precisely controlled shadow from one platform to other to open up sustainable views of the sun's fate surrounding Corona. Arunachal government waiting for dam developers, says activist at a United Nations event. A view of the Siang in Arunachal Pradesh, activist Ibo Mili has voiced concern over the potential threat to people and ecology of the state due to the large project on wires. An international forum activist Ibo Mili stresses once again on this critical issue of the land rights for indigenous people. From the Guwahati and Arunachal Pradesh based human rights and anti-dam activists said BJP government in the state has become an advocate of the big dam developers, ignoring years of resistance and potential threat to the people and the ecology. On the November 25, the Union Cabinet approved the 250 megawatt here and 186 megawatt of Tato 1 hydroelectric projects, both in the Xiaomi district of Arunachal Pradesh, worth rupees 3,698 crore. Around the same time, Ibo Mili of the Northeast Human Rights urged the United Nations to address the issues the project affected indigenous people have been facing in India's easternmost state. Speaking at the 13th Annual United Nations Forum of Business and Human Rights in Switzerland's Geneva, Mr. Mele focused on a critical issue of the land rights for indigenous people, particularly in the context of the large-scale land acquisition. He highlighted the ongoing struggle of indigenous communities to protect their ancestral land, thus aimed at increasing pressures from the state government and MLAs, who have often become advocates for dam developers. He emphasized the violation of the free, prior, and informed consent principle, citing the long-standing resistance against the 3,000 megawatt Dipang multipurpose dam project. But lastly, there's a famous personality who was the former president of South Africa, that is Nelson Mandela, whose full name is Nelson Rolihlahla Mandela, born on 18th of July 1918 up to 5 December 2013, was a South African anti-apartheid activist and politician who served as the first president of South Africa from 1994 to 1999. He was country's first black head of the state and the first elected in a fully representative democratic election. His government focused on dismantling the legacy of apartheid by fostering racial reconciliation. Ideologically an African nationalist and a socialist, he served as the president of the African National Congress, that is ANC party, from 1991 to 1997. Mandela was a controversial figure for much of his life, although critics on the right denounced him as a communist terrorist, and those on the far left deemed him too eager to negotiate and reconcile with the apartheid supporters. He gained international acclaim for his activism, globally regarded as an icon of democracy and social justice. He received more than 250 honors, including the Nobel Peace Prize. He is held in deep respect in the South Africa. While he is often referred to by his famous Thembu clan name, Madiba, and described as the father of the nation. Mr. Mandela says a very famous quotation. He says that, as I walked out the door toward the gate that would lead to my freedom, I knew if I didn't leave my bitterness and hatred behind, I would be settled in the prison. Okay, thank you.